What's your favorite food?
Well, I take Skittles and I put it between 2 Starbursts.
You'd think it's hard to go wrong with candy, but it's harder to get it right than you'd think. So here are the worst of the worst, the 10 most epic candy fails of all time.
Oh.
Spicy Skittles.
It's spicy!
Most people love a twist to their sweet treats, so Skittles thought they'd try something totally unique. Sour candies were already proven to work, so why not spice them up? Skittles was confident they had a winner on their hands, and they unveiled their new flavors with flair. Since just plain fruit names didn't have enough pizzazz, they created new jazzed-up titles for all of them. Flamin' Orange, Fiery Watermelon, Blazin' Mango, Sizzlin' Strawberry, and Lemon Spark.
Oh my god! Oh, so spicy!
With names like that, how could they go wrong? Well, unfortunately, the hit wasn't the bonfire they had hoped for. It was more like a sparkler at a kid's birthday party, and not even the special one on the cake. Some people liked them, but they certainly didn't revolutionize the candy industry. Though the spice does add a bit of heat, we're not talking about flaming hot, authentic Indian cuisine. We're talking about made for the general public candy spicy. You can probably handle this one. Pumpkin spice M&Ms.
Everything is pumpkin spice.
There's no denying that pumpkin spice has become an autumn empire, so it should be no surprise that M&Ms decided to get in on the action. Those two together should be a power to behold. Maybe their first mistake was putting a sad M&M on the front of the package. Who wants to eat a distressed little pumpkin-flavored pebble? The first step to selling anything is creating mouth-watering packaging, and it's hard to want to eat something you already feel sorry for. Their second mistake was forgetting that pumpkin and chocolate aren't always best friends. Both can be yummy, but together they're questionable, kind of like Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart. Their third mistake was, well, maybe that pumpkin spice chocolate mostly just tastes like chocolate with a hint of cinnamon?
Cinnamon? Cinnamon? I'm allergic to cinnamon.
Cinnamon chocolate is kind of a thing, but not really super popular. It's too bad, though. Pumpkin spice M&Ms sound like they should be a fabulous fall treat. But it turns out Starbucks still does pumpkin spice best, and M&M's attempt was a venti-sized fail. Gatorgum.
Gatorade.
Gatorade is famous for being a refreshing post-workout beverage, but they have other products too. In particular, a gum line in the same delicious flavors. Well, actually, only in their lemon, lime, and orange flavors, but who's counting?
100 minus 43, take the 1 from the 0. Wait.
The perfect thing about Gatorade-flavored gum was it meant you could be thoroughly enveloped in its citrusy flavors. You could drink it, chew it, and sweat it out all at once. Now, why wasn't that the slogan? Ted Lasso would have been all over it. Since Gatorade is mainly associated with highly active people, gum was a logical dive into the world of food. It's just too bad the gum didn't have the drink's thirst-quenching capabilities. It was just gum with questionable flavors instead of a cool sports gum with magical superpowers. Maybe that will be Gatorgum the next generation? Only time will tell. One thing is clear, though. It was definitely a unique gum and is oddly missed, which makes it kind of a failure, but also kind of inexplicably a success. Bonkers.
Just weighing in over here, this is Bonkers.
Bonkers tried really hard. They thought they were the most fun-wrapped candy on the planet, but when the dial on their marketing efforts got turned down, they couldn't ignore the crickets. Known more for their outrageous commercials than their candy, who's to say if that should be considered a fail or not? But they were undoubtedly a household name, which is more than could be said for many other failed candies in the world. This candy was loud and obnoxious and slightly unsure of their target demographic. All they knew was that if they really went for it, maybe people would get swept up in the commotion. And they totally did. People went bonkers for Bonkers. Until, of course, people discovered that other candies were just as good. Bonkers were only really good because their ads were. The candy itself was equally obnoxious, but still tasty. The chewy, tangy, individually wrapped fruity squares were covered covered in a vanilla coating for a two-tone starburst effect. For anyone worried about the lack of chocolate, have no fear. Of course, there was a chocolate flavor as well. All good candies come in chocolate. Bonkers was definitely an eclectic mix of a monumental fail and a total triumph. On the one hand, they were brilliant, and on the other hand, they were just another run-of-the-mill, yummy, sweet, chewy candy. So you'll really just have to find some of your own to decide which club you're in. Just be warned, one club is kinda bonkers. Ayds Diet Candy.
What did you say?
Now, this is the diet candy to end all diet candies. From the 40s to the 70s, Ayds, the diet candy, actually had a good thing going. It was a popular appetite suppressant candy that kept homemakers slim and trim through their grueling days of housework and childcare. So now, all you needed was a little sweet treat to get you through the day. This candy was endorsed by Hollywood sweethearts such as Ann Miller, Pamela Mason, and Barbara Hale, and was advertised as an alternative to dieting. Just eat this little candy and it makes you thin.
Game changer.
The candy could help you turn down that turnover and be the goddess of perfection you always dreamed of. Unfortunately for the Ayds candy, a significant news item with the same pronunciation came onto the scene in the 80s.
Is that good? It sounds bad.
Acquired Immune Deficiency Syndrome, or AIDS, as it was commonly known. The AIDS epidemic silently spread for many years and became a mysteriously deadly illness that nobody understood. So even though the candy was long known as being something completely unrelated, the public just didn't want to hear this word ever again, even if it was only in their head when they picked up the box. The company attempted to rebrand, but unfortunately, the name Ayds was entrenched in their identity, and a world with an AIDS epidemic just didn't want anything to do with the candy. Mounds Island Orange.
Whoa, so orange.
The last time you bit into a coconut chocolate treat, did you think, I think orange would make this even better? No? Yeah, you're probably right. But that didn't stop Mounds from trying to make one. Not try. They did make one, even if only for a limited time. But shockingly, a coconut treat with a bright orange center didn't exactly fly off the shelves at an alarming rate. The Hershey Company has had many failures, and this one's definitely one for the history books. It looked and smelled like a regular Mounds bar from the outside. It was a chocolate-coated coconut wad of perfection. There's nothing wrong with that, but with a groundbreaking concept, you want to see the difference. Once bitten into, though, you couldn't ignore the bright orange citrus spin. Instead of just being stuffed with subtle orange-flavored coconut, it was also dyed bright orange, in case you hadn't noticed what the wrapper said you were going to eat. It was a bold choice, but sometimes it takes a bold choice to change the world. Unsurprisingly, it didn't change the world.
Tell me about it.
Though maybe the world just wasn't ready for it yet. Many great artists aren't appreciated for their work while they're alive. Perhaps one day we will hold the Mounds Island Orange in the same regard as the Vincent van Goghs of the world. Or perhaps we'll continue to look at it once every few years and say, why? Chocka Ca-Ca. The world always wanted a candy specifically designed for parents of newborns because they definitely have unique needs unmet by regular chocolate bars. This weird confection is the perfect gift for a baby shower when you're unsure why you were invited and don't really know either of the parents. Instead of giving new parents gifts of boring old diapers and stupid stuff for the baby, why not gift them something for them? Candy is the obvious choice, and Chocka Ca-Ca is the perfectly obvious choice.
Not so there.
This silly little gift is a small chocolate taffy turd inside a little diaper. It's a great way to ease parents into baby care by teaching them how adorable baby poops can be. Chocka Ca-Ca is the flop that doesn't even know it's a flop, or at least doesn't show it knows it's a flop. When something's poopy, it's certainly never going to be a triumph, so it shouldn't be a surprise it didn't go mainstream. But unfortunately, it also has the stigma of just being a gift for parents and parents-to-be, obviously limiting its potential. Imagine being stereotyped that much just for being a diaper. With all the talk about what it looks like, it's hard to find out what it tastes like. It seems like nobody wants to admit they actually tried it. Creme Savers.
It's not sweet. It is sweet.
For a while, these candies sure gave Werther's a run for their money in being declared the official grandma purse snack, but they didn't quite manage to overthrow the empire. They were undoubtedly trendy for a while, though. Grandmas everywhere just needed a little break from butterscotch, and Creme Savers were the perfect alternative. These creamy, fruity, hard sweets come in many different flavors, but the two classics are strawberries and cream and peaches and cream. If you can't really tell them apart, you're not alone. Most of the flavors can be summed up in two words: sweet and sweet.
That's the sweet taste of triumph.
Perhaps this is why grandmothers love them. They're the sweetest people you'll ever meet, and they have to get that from somewhere. Reese's peanut butter and banana cream cups.
Banana.
What sounds like one of the most disgusting propositions known to mankind initially did have rational thought behind it. Inspired by Elvis's love of fried peanut butter and banana sandwiches, these limited edition chocolate cups were released for the 30th anniversary of his death. However, intellectual understanding of the reasoning still does not defend the choice to put them on the market. Reese's peanut butter and banana cream cups seem to just have one too many layers of questionable for them to be a hit. Banana and chocolate work, banana and peanut butter work, and we already know chocolate and peanut butter work, but that doesn't mean that all three should be in one place at one time.
It's too much. It's too much.
That being said, the reception wasn't horrible, and though Reese's banana cream cups didn't live up to Elvis's legacy, it's probably for the best. It's better to not be remembered than to be remembered for something horrible, and that was definitely more the direction these cups were headed for. Haribo sugar-free gummies.
I have both type 1 and 2 diabetes.
Ow!
Of all failed candy legends, this one is unquestionably the one to beat. Haribo has long brought joy to children and adults alike with their gummy bears, but none will ever live up to the legacy of their sugar-free gummies. If you would like to spend an afternoon laughing your face off, Google some of the reviews. They will not disappoint. Though these gummy bears are cute, they are dangerous little demons in disguise. Consume them and you'll be hanging out on the toilet for the rest of the day. Reviews call them names such as fully weaponized, explosive, and gastrointestinal Armageddon.
That doesn't sound right.
The free poetry these squishy little snacks have inspired is impressive all on its own. Apparently, they taste fine, perhaps even good. We'll probably never know, though, because most reviewers tend to focus more on the aftermath than the flavor. Haribo's sugar-free gummies have undoubtedly gone down in history as one of the most impressive legendary candy fails of all time, which just makes us wonder what's going to beat it.
You tell me.
No, you tell me.
Got a candy fail we missed? Let us know. Hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to join our notification squad. And hey, leave us a comment.